Welcome everybody. Coming up next, it's the Racing Podcast. Welcome, Motorheads, to the one, the only RP, the Racing Podcast, presented by American Podcasting, available at apodradio.com, that's apodradio.com, also available at Spreaker.com, #sports. I'm your host, Manny Allegretta, and welcome. This is week number 14 of the Racing Podcast, show 14. Thank you for tuning in. Hope all is well out there in Radio Land. So, last weekend the action headed to the Sunflower State of Kansas. Kansas Speedway. Last Friday was the last weekend's Camping World Truck event, the Toyota 250. Winner there, Matt Crafton in the 88 Toyota, who led 6 laps. Second place, Ryan Newman in the number 8 Chevy. He led 2 laps. And third place, Johnny Sauda in the 98 Toyota. Then last Saturday was last week's Sprint Cup event, the SpongeBob SquarePants 400. Winner there, Jimmy Johnson in the 48 Chevy. He led 10 laps. Second place, Kevin Harvick in the number 4 Chevy. He led 53 laps. Third, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88 Chevy. And 2 weeks in a row, you had first, second, and third places claimed by Chevrolet. And of course, you had that 2 hour and 16-minute rain delay. We'll get to that in a moment. So the SpongeBob SquarePants 400 scheduled number of laps was 267, actual 267. Race start 7:38. Finish time was 12:07 a.m. Central, 1:07 Eastern. Presentation of colors: Fort Riley's Commanding General's Mounted Color Guard. Invocation by pre-race prayer by Reverend Glenn Shoup, Executive Pastor, United Methodist Church of the Resurrection. National Anthem: Maggie Marks. Flyover: 2 A-10s from Whiteman Air Force Base, Knob Noster, Missouri. And driver start your engine announcement by Jack Griffel from Nickelodeon's The Thundermans. So, yeah, the competition caution schedule for lap 25. Oh, and the pole sitter for Saturday's race was Joey Logano. So far, he's a 4-time pole sitter for the 2015 season. Logano qualified with a fast lap of 192.937 miles per hour. Logano takes the lead from the start. Then Casey Kane takes the lead during lap 1 into turn 1, but then Logano takes the lead back lap 1 into lap 2, and by lap 3 he had a .803 second lead. First question comes out, lap 7, Jeb Burton in the 26. He spins at turn 2 with a flat tire. Turn 2 into the backstretch. Pit road opens at lap 9. Green flag comes out lap 12, restart lap 13. Truex Jr. reports that he has lost second gear, reported during lap 15. Truex Jr. in the 78 car, but Truex Jr., he had a little fun out there on Saturday. Alex Bowman reports ignition loss, and his car regains power, however. That incident was at lap 19. So question number 2 comes out for the competition caution at the end of lap 25 into the beginning of lap 26. And just as Kevin Harvick was about to pass Joey Logano for the first place, almost passed him for first place, the question comes out. So talk about that. Pit road opens lap 27. So your leaders, they get into the pit road there: Logano, Harvick, Truex Jr., McMurray, Edwards, Keselowski, Stewart, Almirola, and Gordon. And possible contact between Paul Menard and Brett Moffitt in pit road. And then you had a race over pit road At lap 28, you had Joey Logano, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Truex Jr., Jamie McMurray, Carl Edwards, Brad Keselowski, Tony Stewart, Eric Almirola, and Jeff Gordon, respectively. Green flag comes out lap 2.9, and the restart lap 3.0. Kurt Busch takes the lead at lap 30, Logano in 4th place at lap 36. Dale Jr. gets into the top 10 at lap 3.5, and Fox reports that Brad Keselowski reported vibration in the right rear. That was reported during lap 36. Brad Keselowski was in 8th place at lap 36. Then you had rain, of course. This was a big rain delay on Saturday. Spotters start talking about rain at lap 41. And the Kurt Busch, okay, but now Kurt Busch, he maintains his lead at lap 43. However, Kevin Harvick just 3.373 seconds behind him in second. So the spotters started talking about rain, and the rooftop temperature started changing. And there was actually a lightning threat, and the TV guys had actually come off the roof. So the top three, you had a top three at lap 48, which was Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Truex Jr., the 41, the 4, and the 78, respectively. Kevin Harvick takes takes the lead at lap 50, turn 1 into turn 2. Then you had a top three at lap 53, Kevin Harvick, Truex Jr., and Kurt Busch. Okay. Some radio chatter, because Truex Jr., he takes the lead at lap 57. And they're talking to him on the radio, and he says, quote, new leader, 78. Truex Jr. has a 1.307 second lead over Kevin Harvick at lap 67. Radio chatter, quote, fastest car on the track. Furniture Row Radio says to Truex Jr. And Truex Jr.'s lead grew to 2.183 seconds over Kevin Harvick at lap 70. He even had, at one moment in that race, a 6-second lead. Okay. Top three at lap 67 was Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, and Kurt Busch, 78, 4, and the 41. Okay. Logano pits at lap 75 to start the green wave of green flag pit stops. Close call between Jimmy Johnson and Justin Allgaier as Allgaier enters his pit box. Top three after the green flag pit stops at lap 88, Truex Jr., Harvick, and Logano, 48, 4, and 22. Logano reports water temperature at 265 and oil temperature at 280 at lap 88. Truex Jr., so at lap 90, okay, at lap 90, Truex Jr. has a 6.698 second lead over Kevin Harvick at lap 90. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and that is crazy. Question number 3 comes out, lap 94. 26 car, he spins. Jeff Burton drops to the inside grass. Beneficiary Dale Jr. Pit road opens at lap 95. Race over pit road at lap 96. You had Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Kasey Kahne, Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards, Matt Kenseth, Joey Logano, and Jeff Gordon. Question number 3. So Joey Logano, his crew is penalized for coming over the wall too soon. Logano has to restart lap 97. Joey Logano also reports sprinkles at the end of the field at lap 97. Rain starts falling heavy at lap 98. 1 to go signal waved off, and of course the 1 to go signal, when they roll the yellow flag up, that means they got one more lap under caution, and the green flag will be out the next time around. The red flag does appear, however, at 8:43 p.m. Eastern, as that actually was lap 99. The officials called the pace car to bring the cars into pit road. Lightning alert was engaged. TV camera personnel had to clear the roof, and the Air Titans get into position to wait for the rain to subside. Titans head out at 9:09 p.m. Eastern time. Air Titans and jet dryers are on duty. Now, inspectors called to the cars at 10:22, and at this time, racing is expected to resume at the top of the hour. Officials called drivers to the cars at 10:28. Official radio communication crew allowed to check tire pressure and windshield tear off. 10:32, car covers come off and the pace car heads out to see if the track is race ready. Officials say, according to officials, race control reminds cars that have been granted waiver rounds that they may not pit during the continuation of the caution. If so, drivers will be held a lap. Drivers restart their engines at 10:55 Eastern Time, back to yellow at 10:59, and the cars head back out onto the track, and a 2-hour, 16-minute rain delay. Green flag comes out lap 106, and the restart lap 107. Now, top three. At lap 110, you had Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, and Kurt Busch, the 78, the 4, and the 41. Truex Jr., 2 car lengths ahead of Kevin Harvick at lap 110. Joey Logano runs 22nd at lap 114. He had to go to the back of the pack. Joey Logano had for too many crew over the wall. Jimmy Johnson gets into the top 10 at lap 116. Truex Jr. running low with a 1.288 second lead over Kevin Harvick, who was on the high side at lap 120. Question number 4 comes out lap 120 for the 55 car. Reagan Smith, he loses it, and he ends up in the infield grass. He's the guy that had the SpongeBob on the hood and stopped on the SpongeBob SquarePants 400 lawn signage. So there you go. David Reagan spins after making contact with Josh Weiss in the 98 car. Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, and Kurt Busch, they wind up pitting with some others, and then Keselowski, Carl Edwards, and Denny Hamlin take over first, second, and third, respectively. Beneficiary from caution number 4, Tony Stewart, he's in 32nd place at lap 125, and the restart lap 128. Now, Truex Jr. is in third at the restart at lap 128. Then question number 5 will come out lap 130. The 20 car loses it, and then the 14 goes into the 34, and then into the wall. Matt Kenseth, Tony Stewart, and Brett Moffitt. Brett Moffitt has some damage, and Matt Kenseth drops out of the top 10 after that incident. Too many over the wall for Tony Stewart. Okay, lap 131 to 132. Beneficiary for caution 5 was Matt DiBenedetto in the 83 car. Rest halfway mark at 133. Restart lap 135. Now your top 3 at lap 135. You had Keselowski, Truex Jr., and Harvick, 2, the 78, and the 4, respectively. Eric Jones squeezes into the middle of a 3 wide in between Jeff Gordon and Brett Moffitt at lap 160. Top 3 at lap 165, Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, and Kevin Harvick, 78, 42, and the 4. Eric Jones in 7th place at 166, and remember Eric Jones, he made his debut on Saturday in the 18 car. Now Kyle Busch is actually coming back this weekend in the Sprint Cup All-Star race, so that made the news this week. Top 3 at lap 170, you had Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, and Dale Jr., 78, 42, and the 88. Joey Logano finally climbs back to the 4th place position at lap 171. Truex Jr. with a 5.752 second lead over Kyle Larson at lap 171. But then they would go to pit, and then you have Carl Edwards, Justin Allgaier, and Stenhouse Jr. They would take over first, second, and third for a little bit during green flag pit stops. Keselowski holds 4th at lap 180. Eventually, he creeps up to 2nd. Then you had question number 6. Clint Bowyer in the 15 car loses it at the exit of turn 4, makes contact with Stenhouse Jr., no damage to the 17 car. Beneficiary for question 6 was Sam Hornish Jr., and he's in the number 9. Pit road opens at lap 187. Officials from Radio Communications. Now, Tony Stewart, too many guys over the wall, and it's cool because I was actually listening to the Radio Communications on Saturday, and you actually hear the officials going back and forth, and they said, T. Stewart, too many crew members. And remember, you're only allowed to have 7. And then Joey Logano, he's popped for pitting too soon. Then the green flag comes out lap 189, and the restart lap 190. Question number 7 comes out lap 196. Eric Jones into the wall, front straightaway. NASCAR app says severe contact with the outside wall on the front stretch. Beneficiary A.J. Allmendinger in the 47 car. Eric Almirola, the 43 car, popped with a pit road penalty for driving through too many pit stalls upon exit.